Okay, this is probably going to be the last cancer video. For those that don't know, I had stage 3 rectal cancer diagnosed in November of last year. Got a couple other videos out there. You can go back and look at the whole story if you want to. I just wanted to give a little update of how it's ended up and why, I guess why I think the way I do. And so, first and foremost, I met with a surgeon yesterday, and he is a hell of a surgeon, super talented guy, and had a good talk with him too. And ultimately, I'm undetectable. Yeah, the chemo and the radiation worked. So this diagram here, I think this one is the most accurate one. I don't know if you can see that, but from the measurements of it, it's about the size of your thumbnail. So if you imagine a zit or a pimple on your head, about the size of your thumb, that was in my rectum. Never felt it, never thought nothing, no blood in the stool, no blood on the toilet paper, nothing. Had it, stage 3, fact. Get your colonoscopy. If you have not done so, do so. It's the main purpose of this video. And if you're going through some of this shit, well, let me keep going here. Cost-wise, right? I was crying about it in that one video. That was nothing. That was nothing. It last time it was $51,383. Now it is $210,678. Insane. So here is just a few of those just to show you. There's $51,000 worth of radiology. There is $94,000 more of radiology. And here is the other, whatever, $60,000 worth of cancer costs. I showed this in another video. I love this picture too. The guy was a great artist, but it kind of shows the thing colorectal cancer, right? So it shows what I have, and you can see these diagrams. But again, the difference between colon and rectal cancer is colon cancer, you draw a line right across the pelvis. Anything below that is rectal cancer. Anything above that is colon cancer, and treated accordingly. So I did learn that much. Usually the protocol has been that you'll get adjuvant chemotherapy and radiation, and then surgery if you have a rectal cancer diagnosis, right? Stage 3, at least the stage I was in, right? And the thing with rectal cancer is, since it's so slow growing, by the time people detect it, it usually is in a later stage. So again, get your colonoscopy. The reality for me is there are some very serious quality of life issues with rectal cancer, male and female. What are they? Yeah, sure. Shitting in a bag for the rest of your life, pooping your fucking pants, not being able to have children because you're infertile, being impotent, not being able to get an erection, okay? Those are very, very serious quality of life issues. You know, there are videos out there on the internet of people that have colostomy bags that are jumping in pools and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And that's cool. Life can exist. I don't know, man. I don't think my fucking life would exist that well. Just the way I am. I don't know what to say. Lucky for me, the current results are compelling. Fact. Non-detectable. I asked the surgeon too, straight up, man, of all of the cancer cases you've had, where does my results stand? And point blank, he said, yeah, probably top 10, 15%. I'm like, damn, that is exactly what I want to hear. And he's like, well, on top of that, he goes, 80% of those people I never see again, which is really, really what I want to hear. Now, what happens if we're not going through the surgery? What could happen? Well, obviously, it could come back, right? You got to think big picture too, right? I'm a 55-year-old dude. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. And a shit ton of them die of cancer across the world. Are they going to solve cancer before the time I'm dead? No. Will I probably die of cancer? I would say there's a probably pretty damn good chance, right? But like right now, had I not gone through I would never have known I'd even gone through the process. I mean, I was impressed. I'm truly. The chemical therapy or the chemo and the radiation, that science is insane. Insane. And the fact it works is crazy. But it did. And so, how long does it work? For how long does it last? How much it costs? Who manufactured the stuff? There's a zillion questions. It doesn't matter. Killed that shit, and that's what's important to me, right? Now, I'd also be lying if I said there weren't some end-of-life moments, right? Or you're really thinking about life. When someone tells you you have cancer, that's pretty. I won't forget that. Everybody, that's kind of a good punch in the old helmet there. And I just think that to do life correctly, right, there has to be dignity to it. There has to be, like some guy I heard the other day saying, life boils down to purpose and relationships. And I will say that, looking at life thinking, dude, we might be dead in a year. Who was in my life? Where are they now? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing here? And you start from the headstone and work your way back, right? We obviously don't grow and develop that way. It's obviously the exact opposite. But when you have that, not necessarily out-of-body experience, but that, whoa, looking at the clock because the game's going to be ended sooner than you thought, moment, what becomes important? And a reminder that the game clock is always running. And so I think for me, that's really, maybe the existential piece. That what is it that you're going to do here for the end of days? And other than make stupid videos on the internet about cancer and crazy shit. But I will say that for sure. Enjoy your life. It's not all about work. It's not. You got to work. You got to have a job. You got to have a purpose in life. But in the same regards, if you're saving up all your money to go some crazy retirement dream, you might not make it there. Nothing wrong with being financially diligent. Nothing wrong with good hard work. But your health is more important. Fact. So is the time. Your time. The time value of money is just the time. You're not born with money. You're not going to leave this planet with money. It's just important while you're on the planet, right? Kind of finances the operation. But nonetheless, these guys at the top are robbing us. Surgeons and doctors and shit. My God. Nonetheless, How would I do it different? Well, obviously, I would get a colonoscopy at 40 years old. Again, I'll say that 40 times in this video if I have to. Get a colonoscopy. And I honestly don't think it would have grown, truly. You know, I asked, point blank, I asked the docs to, you know, I'm like, I do. I drink, smoke, like a gypsy. Why are my results good? You know, you would think after all the colorful things that have gone through my system, how is it that all my organs are great, dude? I mean, I'd love to hear that, you know, the the lungs, the kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, the stomach, all that shit. The heart, great shape. Love it. The brain, we've always been weird, but, you know. How much of the chemo killed any other cancer in my body, you know? Or any, yeah, I guess you never know. You know, you never do. So, I would also, you know, you got to say, at least I have to say one super compelling reason that I'm not moving forward with surgery are some of these new studies, you know, coming out of, one of them just came out of Sweden a couple days ago, and another one came out of Sloan Kettering about a month ago. And in the Sloan Kettering study, 41 out of 41 rectal cancer patients did not do surgery and had 100% undetectable rate from immunotherapy. If you have rectal cancer, this probably has your undivided attention, as it did mine. 2 days ago, I think there was a Swedish study that was released with 461 patients talking about comparing surgical procedures post-radiation and post-chemo. Same pretty much results, quality of life. And that comparing how these folks do years after the protocol. And if I were a rectal surgeon, there's still going to be a lot of work to do, but I'd start studying immunotherapy because I think that's going to be our future. And for people like myself, unless you can guarantee that some of those side effects are not going to happen, the alternative of never having surgery is always going to win, right? So in my case, I'm lucky that it worked. And so that is exactly why I'm going through with no surgery. You know, if you're out there and you are struggling with this, you don't have these kind of results, I definitely understand. You know, when you're looking at shitting in a fucking bag, pooping your fucking pants, no kids, no erection, that's some really serious shit, fact. And God bless those guys in there that are doing the heavy lifting, the surgeons, the radiologists, the chemo folks. Those people not only are smart, they have people skills that are tremendous. Those angels work, man. And thank all those folks. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, that was fantastic. Financing, we might have to talk about that. But, and the silver lining, yeah, friends and family. You know, there is that mortality piece, right? We all die. Someday you'll be watching this and I'll be dead. But, you know, it does. It makes you think. Where do we go from here? You got a second chance, pal. What are you going to do? And so, kind of working on that now, actually. It'll be a little surprise for you later down the road. But it was a good news piece. And that's all I wanted to say is that once you hear cancer, you know, it's like my brother said, dude, you're the only guy that gained weight, grew more hair with cancer. No, I'm not. But kind of gives you the feeling what people have out there, or at least the impressions, right? So pretty soon we're going to get this thing, the port, out of my chest, get back on the pull-up bar, start humping. Oh! Thanks for following along. Hope you enjoyed it.